than that. Anyway.
Thank you. The 8th frame.
That trophy.
Mathew Stevens to break.
Quite a long way away for Mathew Stevens at the moment. Just one frame needed for John Higgins. And he's caught break-off shot much too full and left that red to the left corner, and the cue ball not close to the baulk cushion. Trouble.
One.
Yeah, he doesn't let you down often with that type of shot, John Higgins.
Mathew Stevens was very frustrated with the break-off. As Ken said,
Four.
the safety's not been up to scratch. It's not that he's played terribly badly at all, but he'll be disappointed with the accuracy on those types of shots. You've really got to keep a player like John Higgins nailed to the bottom cushion to even have a chance.
Yeah, I can only assume with Matthew's break-off shot, he was playing it with a tracer left-hand side. He maybe put a little bit too much and pushed it in. Let's see if the cue goes through straight, first of all. Now, there was a little bit of movement there in the cue, wasn't there? I think that's what he's doing. A lot of his safety, he's just not been pushing the cue through straight like he would normally.
13.
And he's worked very hard to get back in the top 16. Him a place at the Masters this year, but that isn't the end, is it? You've got to play well to now you're in the real upper echelon. Spot not available, no other spot available, so goes as close to its own spot in a direct line. The top cushion.
90.
In a situation like this, the blue would be a nice ball to break open the pack with.
20.
He's not chosen to play that shot, and I would imagine he's going to go into the pack here. Not marvellous, but one's poked its nose out.
27.
Yeah, he just flicked off them than anything. Anyway, red on. He's got a little bit to do with the cue ball. Maybe able to stun around the back of the black. Yeah, you see, as soon as you have to do a bit... Oh, where's this red ball going? Where's this red ball going?
28.
Wow, you can't believe it. And that's the last thing Mathew needed. Position he's in. The dreaded fluke.
Yellow ball.
Chance to pot this and smash into the reds if he wants as well. Could be a killer blow. But John did the honourable thing.
Yeah, he missed the cannon on purpose.
30.
There's the fluke again. As soon as I saw it go in near that half ball brown, I thought he's going to go in the pocket. It did, but he didn't make the most of it.
John
He's
Higgins
played a very
30.
attacking safety shot there. He's opened up all the reds. He's got a 30-point lead. And Mathew has got to produce something here. Don't know whether he can play a pot. If he can't, he needs a good safety. Coming up to, well, 17 minutes since he last put the ball, Mathew. Is there a path back to the ball, Kent? He's looking at the two reds. Well, I'll tell you what, they're not far off a plant. And there's a little gap in between them, but it's one of those, if he takes it on, he's got to get it. Now there's a red appeared. A red went back to the balk end, and he may be thinking that could be his last shot in the Masters 2012.
One. Six. Seven.
Well, it's looking like a very comfortable path through to the next round for John Higgins here. Not something you always get at the Masters. They're always
12.
welcome. Well,
30.
One good pot away, perhaps. Lost position slightly.
Level.
You'd expect him to get this.
Well, you can always tell when a player's a little bit edgy when they seem to hit it a little bit harder than was necessary there. And well, it's not like John Higgins to be frightened of the winning line, but that can be the only excuse. He didn't hit that smooth at all. So last chance for Mathew.
One.
And if the black had been on the spot, it would have been a very realistic chance. It's a bit harder there because of that situation. Okay, you can pot the red and get black on the spot, but
6.
it's more of a risk.
Yeah, would you want to risk playing for the black? In an ideal world, I mean, that's where the difference between the practice table and the competition. If you was in the snooker club now, you'd play for the black all day long, wouldn't you? Well, he's taking the chance.
7.
Doesn't want to too straight on it. No. How's it looking? Straight enough.
He can play for one of the reds in the middle pocket if he can't really escape from the corner. A lot harder pot than he would have liked now on this red.
40.
But with his back to the wall, not exactly caution to the wind, but go for it and see what happens. Oh, quite a way out there. He'd be upset.
40.
Yes, and I said that could be his last chance. I don't think he's got away with it. He's left a nice easy start for John Higgins, who comes to the table with a 29-point lead. And the red couldn't be in a better place to clinch frame and match. He'll be a little bit disappointed, will Mathew, but he's on the comeback trail, and it's great to see him back here. He'll just have to sharpen up his match play a little bit more for me. We've referred to his safety, and Just one or two shots that maybe a little bit
7.
more thought would have helped. But he's got all the ability in the world. So 43 ahead, 51
40.
remaining. Just basically this red. Well, this red leaves in snookers, but you'd be surprised if Mathew Stevens had a chance to come back to the table to play for anything.
15.
I think basically, Steve, what we've got here is what we always expect from
20.
John Higgins, a thoroughly professional performance. Taking advantage of his opponent's
21.
mistakes, and that's what he does.
Yeah, you can't argue with this performance from John Higgins. Pretty solid for a first round
26.
encounter. He'd be pleased that he's got over the line so easily, really.
27.
Go through the gears as the tournament progresses. That's what he'd be hoping.
Yes, and as we saw in the World Championship final, when the other man does start to play well against him, they can also, as you say, go up a gear. But that's the yellow won't go in, but handshake from Mathew Stevens. John Higgins very professional as usual. Mathew, well, he's on his way, just needs to tighten up a little bit. But John Higgins will delighted. Didn't use too much excess energy as he got to the quarter-final, a 6-2 winner.
And would you believe that is John Higgins' first victory at the Masters since 2009? It's hard to believe, isn't it? He made a run to the semi-final.